What's up, everybody? It's your boys, Cam and T, man, back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast, man. If you like this type of content, man, go ahead and like this on YouTube. And if you got us on Spotify, iTunes, y'all know the deal, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating. Appreciate the love and support as well. I am your co-host, Tony T-Time West. And we got my brother from another mother, Cam. What's going on, brother? Happy Pod Day, bro. What's going with you?
Happy Pod Day, bro. I'm feeling good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hope everybody
Good.
out there listening feeling good, and I hope you're doing good yourself, brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
and I appreciate what you said earlier too
Oh,
on Twitter,
yeah.
man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, no problem, bro. I'm trying to do better about just, there's so much negativity in this world nowadays, bro. And so many people talking down on people out there. Shoot, I do it sometimes when I talk about sports players. But
Yeah,
sometimes we gotta spread love, bro. Like I feel like it's important, and I feel like God just put it on my heart this morning to just spread love and spread positivity. So that's something that I really wanted to do this morning, and God just put it on my heart, so I just did it. You know what I'm saying? So just
good.
shout out to everybody that supports us. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us all this time with the pod and stuff like that. Appreciate y'all. And again, I just want to do some. I'm trying to do better about just doing random acts of kindness. You know what I'm saying? Like not even on no performative type stuff, just like doing it just to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm trying to be more cognitive of that. I'm trying to be better about that and stuff like that. Shout out to AB. He said he got a job interview tomorrow, man. We be praying for you, bro.
okay.
We hope you get that job, brother. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to do better about that, bro. Just being more cognitive and just thanking God for another day of life and being more thankful, So that's
Yeah,
just kind
I
of what
hear
I want
that.
to do and just try to spread positivity. But let's get on into the college football weekend, the NFL weekend. It was a really stacked weekend of games and content. So we're going to get into it deep tonight. We're going to start off with college football first. Then we're going to work our way into the NFL as well. Oh, actually, I didn't bring this up off camera. Let's talk a little bit about Future album. I know Future is your guy.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that towards the end. I listened to the album on Friday night. It was pretty all right. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. So we got a really jam-packed show for y'all tonight. Please stick in. Miss Jen is tapping in. She said, spreading love. I'm proud of you. Appreciate that, auntie. And we're going to keep it going tonight, man. Please get in the comment section. We definitely going to interact with y'all tonight. And without further ado, Cam, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. So, we got to kick it off, man. Clemson. Let's get right into it. The Clemson Tigers. Now, I think this is the first time in program history they said they have put up back-to-back games of 60 points or close to 60. And this is even like, even with the Trevor Lawrence years and Deshaun Watson years included. Clemson's offense has never put up back-to-back 59 or plus point games ever in program history. Clemson's offense right now, efficiency is ranked at number 1 in the country. Clemson's offense is
Jesus.
clicking right now. They are clicking at a high level. Again, I know it's against App State. I know it's against NC State, but that offense is clicking. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. When you're clicking that good, that's pretty impressive, bro. It don't matter who you playing
Right.
against. When you clicking at that level, it's pretty good. So let's just jump right into it. The Clemson Tigers. Let me say this. Let me ask you this. Do we owe Garrett Riley and Cade Klubnik an apology at this point? Like they've been back to back, really impressive, 2 games in a row. And I mean, it looks like the old Clemson as far as offensively. They look really good.
Yeah. I don't know if we owe them an apology because it took them a very long time to get to this point,
Yeah.
and I think they needed some of that fire under them to kind of get there. But I think that they've earned our respect moving forward. You feel me? I
Absolutely.
think that listen, if the rumors are true, which I strongly don't think they are, but if the rumors are true that Dabo Swinney was really calling the plays for the last however long it was, I got an issue, man. That makes no sense. Like if the team the offense ain't been good since 2021, bro, or 2020 actually.
Yeah.
It ain't been good since that COVID year, bro.
Yeah.
That we went to the national championship and got blued out. You know what I'm saying? And actually the year after that, when we made the playoffs again. But listen, bro, if that's the case, if Dabo was really the one calling the plays, bro, I got smoke for him.
Cam, can I cut you off? I'll let you get back to it.
Go ahead.
I hate to say it. I think Dabo was calling the plays, bro. Think about it, bro. How now the last 2 games, Clemson offense has looked very, very similar to TCU, 2022 offense. Think about it. The first game of the year, they call it the Waffle House menu. And that's where Dabo has the clipboard and he has the plays. Have you noticed the last 2 games, he has not had that clipboard or those plays? Why? Explain it to me, bro. I think what was happening, and I'll let you get back to your soliloquy in a minute. I think Dabo had too much input on the offense. And I think after the Georgia game, Dabo finally recognized, let's take the carton off the wheel and see what. You got to think about it. The whole media was crash dummying him that week. They were calling Clemson out. They were saying Dabo's cooked. It's Jover. They were saying all that. So he like, I ain't got nothing to lose anyway. Let's see what Garrett Riley can do. I'm not going to lie. I believe the conspiracy theory. I will say I think Garrett Riley probably consulted Dabo on certain plays, and Dabo might have changed those plays. So Lincoln Riley still had the autonomy to call plays, but I don't think Dabo gave him the full reins until 3 weeks ago. I'm just being honest, because this offense looks too different. It looks too different. The first game looked exactly like the last 3-4 years, which is why I feel like Dabo was calling the plays. And then when it came to app, he said, okay, we done played against Georgia. Let's take the wheels off. Let's take the training wheels off and let's see what happens. And then Garrett Riley said, oh, I'm going to show you what I did in 2022 with TCU. Because this offense, Cam, they look just like TCU 2022. Dynamic, fast, spread wide open. Diddy. Just going crazy. Like it's just, they look a lot like how they looked in 2022. But I'll let you get back to it. Go ahead.
No, I'm glad you said that, but because like you said, it ain't been good, bro. And we needed something more fast paced. We needed another thing too. I wanted to say we needed we needed the best guys on the field.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I posted a tweet earlier about it. I said, now at this point in time, Clemson's wide receiver room looks like a strength.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it's not that we added anybody new. All we did was we shuffled people around and put them in the right position where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It made no sense that your wide receiver 1 was Antonio Williams, your wide receiver 2 was Tyler Brown, and your wide receiver 3 was Cole Turner. No. That's not how it works. And your wide receiver 4 was Adam Randall. You know what I'm saying? That didn't make sense. Now we got it to where Antonio Williams is 1. And then you got your boy Bryant Westco Jr. at 2. And I believe at 3 is still Tyler Brown, but I believe he's hurt right now.
Yeah.
So there's a real possibility that TJ Moore is going to end up taking that 3 spot. And I'm going to put that in with you. Tyler Brown didn't look that good this year. It might be because of the injury. Yeah. But at this point, we might need to be looking at letting TJ Moore just keep that 3rd spot. And then Tyler Brown might have to hold on to that 4th spot.
Yeah.
Troy Stellato, Cole Turner, Adam Randall. I like those guys now as reserve players.
As reserves, right.
Right. Guys that can come in. Because Cole Turner, look, I'm not going to lie. I was hard on him in the first game, but he's been playing pretty good.
He's the last 2 games, I can't even hate on him. He's been playing pretty good, bro.
He's been playing pretty good. And he's a nice, he is fast. I see what Dabo was thinking about.
That in the round was crazy. Like he jetted up the field.
He got some skill, and we seen that because before Westco in the last game, Cole Turner was our last 100-yard receiver. So he had the talent. It was just, it's hard to when all your receivers are 6 foot or under. You know what I'm saying? That's on the field. It's not going to work out the way that you want it to work out. Nobody's going. Cole Turner's not going to be able to get that high point. You know what I'm saying? Goal ball like that. You know what I mean? Unless he beats his guy. It's not going, it's not going to work out the way it should work out. Antonio Williams is a guy who he can beat your guy. He can get wide open in space. He's just somebody that you want to put the ball in their hands. So he obviously has to be on the field. He is our best receiver, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he is. Especially this year. He's been great.
Yeah, he's been awesome. But that boy Bryant, that young fella, Bryant Westco and TJ Moore. Yeah, you boys, y'all gonna get they gonna get their love here in a second. They've earned their playing time, and I commend those boys first and foremost, but I commend Dabo Swinney as well as Garrett Riley for allowing them to take that spot from Adam Randall, Tyler Brown, Troy Stellato, as well as Cole Turner. And then The last point I want to get to, and I'll let you go. This boy Cade Klubnik, man, you listen, bro. If you keep this up, y'all already know hot take Cambo coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Cade Klubnik, if you keep this up, at the end of the year, you might mess around and be in New York, bro.
Come on now. That ain't crazy.
You
that
might
ain't
mess around
crazy
and
to
be
say.
in
The
New
way
York.
he playing right now, bro, that ain't crazy to say, bro.
He might be in New York at the end of the year, bro. Look, if he keep this up, and a lot of people, first and foremost, I do want to say this too. To the people that's saying, oh, y'all just played NC State. Stop that, bro. Stop it, man. They talking about some. Listen, I know NC State ain't been good this year. I get it. But they're still a conference opponent, and they're still a rival.
I mean, Tony Gibson's still one of the better defensive coordinators in the country, and Clemson carved them boys up.
And carved them up. I mean, NC State, no, they haven't been good offensively, but they've won their games, man. Like, we got to stop pretending like NC State isn't a D1
decent,
FBS ACC
exactly.
team.
They're a decent
right.
program,
People were saying they should have been ranked before the season started.
Yeah, I had them win the ACC.
So, I mean, there's no reason why Clemson shouldn't be happy about that, especially following the App State. Like, you did it. Okay, you put up 66 on App State, fine. You know what I'm saying? They're a smaller FBS school. They're known for beating giants, but yeah, they're still a smaller FBS school. Okay, sure. But then you followed up that performance on a bigger opponent.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, same, man. Again, I said it on Twitter. Cade Klubnik, I owe you an apology, brother. You're balling. You got to just give it straight to him. The way he's playing, and if he can keep it up or near this level, yeah, he could definitely be in New York. You know what I'm saying? The way he's playing absolutely tremendous. And I don't think he's going to see another defense as good as Georgia until the end of the season. He will not see the next best good defense we play. I wouldn't even put, I guess Louisville would be the answer. I would maybe even throw South Carolina in there too, because I think their defensive line is pretty good. But again, man, he's not going to play a defense as good as Georgia. I think kind of as football fans, you kind of just got to take the Georgia game away from, which we're going to get into Georgia in a minute because they got a big game against Alabama. But you almost got to like put that in your rearview mirror because this is a completely different team now. Like, honestly, like this is a completely different team. Also as well, man, Matt Luke and that O-line, I mean, goodness, this is the best Clemson O-line I've seen in like 10 years, bro. Like even this line, honestly, the way they have performed is truly better than the like national championship teams O-lines. I'm not going to lie. Like these O-lines have been big because you got to think about it. Those O-lines, when Clemson had Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, they weren't really that good. I mean, they were masked a lot because of elite quarterback play, but those quarterbacks masked a lot of BS on the O-line, bro. Like this offensive line,
offense played faster.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
this O-line here is physically sound. I don't know if you've seen that picture that's floating around on Twitter right now, and it's a picture of Clemson. I think Clemson's football might have posted it on Twitter. And it's literally Jay Haynes, and every lineman has a block, and the holes are wide open. I mean, like wide open. I'm telling you, man, it's impressive, man. Clemson's O-line and Matt Luke, that might be the second best hire Dabo Swinney has ever made. Like, honestly, I think you could probably say that pretty soundly that Brent Venables was the best hire. I think this is a close second. I'm not going to lie. Because I think Matt Luke is doing an amazing job with that O-line. They look really good. And Cam, we're 3 games in the season yet, and we ain't said a bad thing about because we said this against Georgia. We said the O-line was actually pretty bright. We left decent. Me and you left that stadium saying, yo, the O-line looks good. Like, even though we lost and got blew out, dude, we just played probably one of the best D-lines in the country, and we held our own. Like,
they did good.
Like, that's okay for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the few bright spots we had. But overall, man, Phil Maffa, again, just an absolute stud. I think he's going to go down as one of the more underappreciated running backs at Clemson because we've had so many good ones the past couple of years. But that guy's good. I mean, another close to 100 yards. I think he might have got over 100 yards in his last game. I know he did in the App State game. He's having a tremendous start to his season. So I definitely want to give him credit as well. But Clemson's O-line has been elite the first couple of weeks. So I definitely want to give them credit as well. Now, before we move on to other games and stuff like that, I got to come on here and eat crow. Cam, you and my dad said, Tony, I think you underestimating Clemson a little too much. And I have to come on here and say, y'all were right. I think I did underestimate Clemson a little bit. I wasn't believing in the offense. I was tired of hearing the hype and not seeing it. And even the Georgia game, I felt like I was vindicated for that because I was like,
Yeah,
I told y'all it's the same old stuff. But these last 2 weeks, and if they put together a third week, even if it's against Stanford, I'm going to know for a fact that this is not a fluke. Like, if they do it a third week, I'm like, okay, this is us. Like, this is
we back.
We put like this is just us at this point. And we put 50 or 60 up on Stanford. I don't even care if it's Stanford. And we put 50 or 60 up on them again. I'm like, 3 weeks in a row. Oh yeah, this is us, bro. Like, this is just how we are at this point. 1 week kind of flukish. 2 weeks is like, okay, this might be us. We do it again this week. I'm like, okay, we're here. Like, we're here to stay. So I do think Clemson is a top 15 team in this country. I know before the season, I barely had them in the top 15. Hell, I'm not even far off to say Clemson might be a top 10 team in this country. I mean, just to be quiet, the way they're playing right now, I know it's like probably an unpopular opinion because people hate Dabo and hate Clemson. And, Clemson's playing like a top 10 to 12 team in this country right now, without a doubt, at this moment. I don't care if it's App State or NC State. They are balling. We got to stop, like discrediting Clemson. They're y'all saying, oh, they're not playing great teams. Yeah, they're beating them like they're bad teams as well. So that's what good teams do. They put people to sleep. And that's
exactly.
what does.
Right. Yeah.
It was 28-0 in the first quarter. And honestly, I thought NC State's quarterback, CJ Bailey, played pretty well.
Played good, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think NC State fans should be really excited about at least their quarterback future. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't let Grayson McCall get in for the rest of the year. No, I would let Bailey just ride it out and get ready for next year.
Exactly. Let him get them reps in. Now, one thing I will say about Bailey, the only thing that he's missing, he got to put on some weight.
Yeah, he got to gain weight
because he's 6'7" apparently.
Yeah, he's huge.
Insane. But he's 6'7". He's only 205 pounds. You got to be. I mean, that's how much I weigh. I'm at 205 right now. Yeah, he need to be at least probably 220. I'm not gonna lie. At 6'7". At 6'7", because that
more than that,
honestly, he might need to be. He probably need
30.
Yeah, something. Yeah, because he need to be. He need to have some size on him. But go ahead, bro.
But yeah, like I was saying, I thought CJ Bailey played pretty well for NC State. But yeah, I just wanted to say I think I got to give a little bit of credit to Clemson. I was hard on them at the beginning of the season. After the Georgia game, I was super hard on them on this podcast. So I wanted to come on here and publicly say like y'all might have been right about Clemson. And I did want to say that.
I was gonna say, and see, my thing is, I was gonna say about Tennessee. People didn't say nothing about Tennessee. They beat a ranked NC State team 51-10.
Yeah,
but see, Clemson, we had them before we took our starters out. It was 52-14, I think, something like that.
No, it was 45-7. It was 45-7.
So 45-7.
The starters didn't come back out after halftime, bro. It was Jover.
Okay, so
45-7.
So 45-7
was 45-7, if we're gonna be honest.
Right. And they really just scored. They scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter because the backups the third and fourth string was in.
Coverage,
it was
man.
Late.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was late. So, but my thing is NC State and Tennessee, they was playing the whole game. You feel me? Versus Clemson, we took our starters out at halftime, 45-7, like you said.
Yeah.
But see, it's flirting versus harassment. When Tennessee do it,
Tennessee do it is beautiful.
NC State.
Clemson is the villain. Clemson is the villain that college football needs. Everybody hates Dabo. Everybody can't stand Clemson. Clemson, don't get me wrong, we're hated. I embrace it. I love it. When I tell people I'm a Clemson fan, they're like, "Oh, Dabo," I get happy.
Yeah,
we are the villain that y'all need. Let's be honest. We're the villain that y'all need, bro. Straight up. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. We are the villain that everybody needs. And this last couple of years been boring because we ain't been there. But I think we have a chance. I'm not going to say we're definitely in there. I think we have a chance to be back. I even think if Clemson goes 10-2 this year and loses in the ACC championship to Miami, I still think they have a chance to get in the playoffs, to be honest. If their 2 losses is to a Georgia team that's, let's just say, number 3 in the country, number 2 in the country, and then let's say their other loss is to Miami, who at that point would probably be done ran the table if they beat Clemson. Let's just say they're number 1 in the country. Dude, that's probably the 2 best losses you could have. That's literally probably the 2 best losses you could have in the whole country. I think Clemson would still get in. I do.
I just want us to get these W's, man, and start stacking them, man.
That's
Like
it.
we gotta listen. We gotta beat. Obviously, we got to beat Stanford this weekend. We
Yeah.
have to. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? That Florida State game is on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of Florida State, but it is a rivalry game.
It's
You
a
know how it
rivalry game.
goes.
And at night, allegedly,
It's at
too.
yep, and it's in Tallahassee.
And it's in
So
Tallahassee. Yeah.
you know how it goes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The Louisville game is a little scary. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Louisville has
Yep.
been a really good team. They're top 15 right now.
Pitt is another
Um,
one. We've historically struggled against them.
we got Pitt in Pittsburgh too. So it's a couple of games on the schedule that we got to find a way to get these W's, man. And let me ask you this, bro.
Yep.
About your team that we was talking about before the season started. What's good with Virginia Tech, man?
They're terrible. They're terrible. I mean, I'm just gonna come right out. They're terrible. Drones has completely forgot how to play football. I don't know what's going on. He looks absolutely god awful. The offense looks dead in the water. It's just bad, bro. I really thought that team was gonna be a 10-win team this year. And I thought coming into this game this Friday against Miami, I thought this was going to be a good litmus test for both teams. And I think Miami is probably going to crush them by 20 plus points, bro. Like, I think Virginia Tech is bad, and they have regressed even more than they did last year. Now, maybe they've just gotten off to a slow start, but losing to Rutgers like that at home is nasty work. I don't care how good Greg Schiano did. That is disgusting work. So, again, and then losing to Vandy at the beginning of the year, which, I mean, again, Vandy just took Missouri down to the line too. But still, man, I'm not going to lie. They're bad. I mean, there's really no other way. I can't even – them and NC State both. I hyped up both of them, and both of those teams are god-awful. I mean, there's no other way around it, really, to be honest. I did want to move on to another team because you just kind of brought them up. We didn't really talk about this before the show. Tennessee beat Oklahoma like 25-15 in Oklahoma. So let me ask you a question. I won't even ask you about the game. Do we got to start talking about Tennessee as a national title like contender at this point? Because it's kind of starting to get to that point where we might have to start seriously considering Tennessee might just be a national title contender. And I'm going to tell you why, Cam. They're not really winning with Nico. They're winning with that defense and that run game.
Yep.
And that's what's impressive.
Yep.
He hasn't even got going yet, really. And they're winning against Oklahoma's a pretty good team. And they went into their place at night and beat them and was pretty much in control of that game the whole entire time. I think we got to start kind of believing in Tennessee at this point as a national title contender. What do you think?
So my thing is, my biggest question about Tennessee is right now they're ranked number 5. They're looking really good. What's their running back name, bro? Because he was tough. That boy is Tennessee running back because he is
Samson,
tough.
and it's Samson, Dylan Sampson.
Something. Yeah.
Dylan Sampson,
tough,
that's his
bro.
name. Yeah, he
man. Was he number 6 or something like that, man? Or
yeah,
number
0 6.
something.
Yeah, Dylan Sampson, number 6.
My thing about Tennessee, and this is what always kind of worried me about them. Their offense is it's not predictable. I mean, it's high powered. It's just that they don't run a lot of complex concepts. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I worry about what happens if they bump into a Georgia. What happens if they bump into an Alabama? Teams that run complex defenses, like things that actually scare quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because Nico, like if you look at Tennessee, they really only send 2-3 receivers out on the route. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that's, and then they do, a simple run it's just a simple offense. It works. Don't get me wrong. It works. And it's going to beat most teams up. But I just worry about when they actually play real deal defenses. No offense to Oklahoma, but when they play like real deal future NFL starters all across the field defenses, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? That's the only thing about them. But like you said, their defense is really good. Their offense is really good. And their young quarterback who I said was a Heisman dark horse before the season even started, ain't even really got going yet, like you said. So I don't know, man. I'm with you though. Don't get me wrong. I'm 100% with you. I think they can be. What do you say? Okay, so AB said good team, but they're a little predictable. If you watch the whole game, Oklahoma lost, but they started to figure them out. So that's what I'm saying. I just worry about that offense because it's a little simple, man. In my opinion, it just seems simple to me. But what are your thoughts? Do you think Tennessee is a national championship contender for real?
I don't know, man. I'm starting to think starting to think they can be. I would like.
Yeah.
They're gonna play Alabama in a few weeks, right? So I
Yeah.
am excited to see that. So that'll really tell us when they play Bama. I think October the 19th. That's gonna tell us where they stand. When they play Bama, because I think Bama's playing some really good football right now too, and we're gonna talk about them in a minute. But they're playing some really good football right now. Real quickly, let's jump into Arch Manning. He got his first start, threw 2 interceptions, but did also throw 2 touchdowns, I believe, as well. What do you think about him? Do you think Quinn Ewers gets that job back, or you think it's cooked?
Man, God, I said the same thing. Like, what do you do if you Texas?
Yeah.
Like, so Quinn Ewers, who they play this week? Texas.
So Texas play. Let me go ahead.
No, I was asking, are they got Mississippi State this week?
They got Mississippi State, which is another easy game, really, because Mississippi State sucks.
So Texas' schedule is getting rough. So after Mississippi State, they're on a bye, and then on the 12th they got Oklahoma, and then the week after that they got Georgia. So my question is, you got to see. I'm pretty sure Quinn Ewers is probably gonna get to start again this week. They're gonna give Ewers another week to heal, and then he's got the bye week. Right. You going into that Oklahoma game? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's tough. Because if Arch goes out against Mississippi State and like lights it up, no turnovers, 3-4 touchdowns, you know what I'm saying, just looks in total control of the offense. I don't know if you take him out, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of agree.
Mean, it's tough. It's a scary thing to say because we're talking about somebody who's people are saying Quinn Ewers is going to be a first-round pick. Like, have we ever seen a future first-round pick get benched like this?
No.
Mm-mm. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe I think Spencer Rattler, Oklahoma, was kind of like that, but he still was a junior. You know what I mean? He still had years left for eligibility.
Right.
Quinn Ewers, this is his last shot. If you leave him on the bench, I mean, this could really derail a lot of his career. You know what I mean? Like his NFL career too. So I don't know. I mean, Texas kind of has to decide on if they're going to roll with the hot hand or if they're going to do, I can't even say politics because Arch Manning's a Manning, but like, are they going to do politics and, put Ewers back in and give him a shot to, take you to a national championship and or be a top pick in the NFL draft? I don't know what they do.
Right.
I don't know what I would do, to be honest with you.
Right.
So that's a tough question. And on top of all of that, I think really this is what I think they should do. And this is probably what they will do. When Trevor Lawrence got hurt at Clemson, DJU came in, lit it up. Yeah. Right. He lit it all the way up and he looked outstanding. He could have kept the job that year technically.
Yeah.
And Trevor could have went to the he could have just rested for the rest of the year, but he didn't. And Trevor came back. And Trevor's was a little different because he just had COVID. He wasn't actually hurt, I don't think, Right. So I don't know, man. I think they got a tough decision to make, but I don't know. I really don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I agree with you. I'm with you 100%. I wanted to ask you something. This came out top of my head. And I know we were just talking about the ACC. We're gonna talk about Colorado in a second here, and then we're gonna move on to some other stuff. But the ACC is pretty bad, bro. Like the ACC is, and I guess this will walk us into our next topic about Mac Brown because we gotta talk about him too. The ACC is pretty bad, man. I think it's a 3-man race. I think it's Clemson. I think it's Miami, Clemson, Louisville, and I think Pitt's probably the 4th best team. But after that, it gets murky. Like I would have to say right now, Duke or Boston College might be the 5th best team in the conference. And that's bad. Yeah. Like the ACC is god awful this year. Like it's literally 3 legit teams and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up. Where? I guess I'm gonna ask you this: what would be your top 5 ACC teams right now in the ACC? Because for me, it's Clemson, Miami, and no order: Clemson, Miami, Pitt. I guess I would have to almost say at this point, Boston College, because they've been pretty decent this year, and probably Pitt. Like, that's probably my top 5.
You forgot Louisville, too.
Oh, I thought I said Louisville. I said Pitt twice. So I would say my top 5 ACC teams right now would be in this order. Miami, Clemson, 1A, 1B, whatever. Louisville, number 3. Pitt, number 4. And then I probably have to say Boston College, number 5, bro. That's probably what
Yeah.
it. And after that, it's a drop off. NC State sucks. Florida State sucks. I think they're the worst team in the conference. NC State and Virginia Tech looks terrible. Duke ain't played nobody, and they barely beat UConn and barely, you know what I'm saying, like beat these little teams like Northwestern. They 4-0, but they don't look great. Same thing with Virginia. They 3-1. They don't look good though. Like the ACC is bad this year, generationally. Wake Forest suck. Like Cal just
Georgia
lost to the
Tech.
worst team in Georgia
Yeah.
Tech. Then kind of fell off a little bit of a cliff. Syracuse looked like they
Man.
was gonna do something. They lost to Stanford. Stanford ain't that good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of bad teams in the ACC. And I just got to thinking about, like, man, I was thinking about that on the way to work this morning. I was like, bro, the ACC is like generationally bad. But who would be your top 5 though?
Same. I mean,
Same,
yeah. Clemson, Miami, no order, Louisville, Boston College, and then God, I don't know, Syracuse, I guess, or Pitt, one of them.
Yeah,
I really don't
it's
know.
bad, man.
I really
Yeah,
or did I say Boston College already?
Yeah, you did. You said Boston College.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably what it would be, man. I don't know, man. So I'm looking at the standings right now. Most of the teams haven't even played a
conference game.
Conference game.
Oh
yet.
yeah.
So I don't know, man. Miami got conference games from here on out, so they just played. They just finished their out of conference schedule.
Yeah.
And they end the season against who they end the season against? Duke.
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Duke, yeah.
Syracuse. They play Syracuse at the end of the season. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm with you though. The ACC, I think you got 3 solid teams, and I think Boston College is kind of borderline solid, kind of from what we've seen. They look really good in their first 3 games of the season. I don't know who they lost to this weekend, but or the other week. Oh, they lost to Missouri. They barely lost to them. That's right.
They barely lost to them. That's what I'm saying.
We need to talk about Missouri too. I'm not.
They on fraud watch, bro. They on fraud watch. Missouri. We're gonna get into them after this Mac Brown thing.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the Mac Brown thing.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Mac Brown, UNC Chapel Hill head coach. Been there for a couple years now. Mac Brown, after getting belligerent, I mean, they got absolutely took to the daggone house by James Madison. Them boys put up 70, Cam. They beat them boys 70-50, and the game was really never close. The game was never close. Mac Brown got in the daggone locker room and went in there and said, hey, man, if that loss is because of me, hey, man, I'm just going to give up. I'm ready to leave. What y'all think? Is that loss on me? Bro, mom and dad, I know y'all are watching this, so I'm going to go ahead and say I'm sorry for cursing right now. That was one of the most bitch-ass shits I've ever seen ever happen in life, bro. You are a 75-year-old man looking for a pity party from 18-year-olders. You are a 75-year-old man. I want to repeat this again. You are a 75-year-old man looking for a pity party. The 18-year-olders handled it better than you did. And you're 75. I don't even know if that's really his age. I just know he's old, so I'm just using 75 as an answer. Mac Brown, you should lose recruits for that. If I'm not going to lie, I know UNC's boosters love him. I would have fired him. I said, oh, no, brother, we got you. Out. You have had Sam Howell and Drake May back-to-back, Cam. Back-to-back, and didn't win crap. That's their 2 best quarterbacks in all of their program history. Without a question. Their 2 best quarterbacks. You couldn't even get over 9 wins. With your 2 best quarterbacks and probably your best recruiting classes you've had in a long time. Mac Brown, I want to bring this up. Mac Brown has lost 8 games in the last couple of years when favored. You want to know you want to know what's the next closest ACC team that has done that? Florida State at 2. So you're talking about a 6-game difference. Huh?
I was saying that was this year.
And that was this year. That was this year. Right. 2 games where ACC teams lost games where they were favored in. Mac Brown is overrated. It was a poor excuse of it was the weakest crap I've ever seen in my life. Begging for some validation from 18, 19, 20-year-olds after a loss is crazy. I would, if I was UNC's booster, I would have fired him right there. I would say, "Oh no, brother, you're done. It needs to be done. It should have been done when Drake May walked out the building. He should have been walking right on out with Drake May. It should have been like, hey, bro, we're done."
Yeah.
I thought what Coach Mac Brown did was the most selfish, most self-centered, most just distasteful thing. I kind of look at him completely differently now. That was just, and then he got mad that it got out to the media that happened because he admitted, like, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like, but at the same time, man, Mac Brown, bro, that was some bull crap, bro. That was the most bitch ass shit I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for you to be 75 years old and you sit up here asking for validation for 20-year-olders, get that out of here, man. Floor is yours, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I ain't really got much to add. I think we men said it though. Matt Brown need to just go ahead and retire.
Yeah,
like it's time. It's time. College football. I mean, he's a grandpa at this point. I looked him up. He's 73. He's grandpa Matt Brown at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's bringing in. He's keeping North Carolina stable, I guess. I mean, I really can't even call what happened on Saturday stable. You lost to James Madison, bro. Now, they were one of the best FCS programs before they came up, but still, bro, like, that's bad. And you're an ACC team. It's not like you Fresno State. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or UAB and you lost to James Madison, right? No. This is North Carolina, bro. Like, you're supposed to be a team that's supposed to be hanging with, like, Clemson, Miami.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Florida State. You're supposed to be in there with them guys. That was embarrassing. First and foremost, it don't matter what team it is. To get 70 hung on your head is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To get 70 on your head is crazy. You let an FBS infant, a team that just got FBS. How many years has been? Two.
Yeah,
this is their second year, because last year they wasn't eligible for a bowl game, and they tried to get eligibility because it was just their first year. So you let two, maybe they're keeping them around until they get a spot in the SEC or Big Ten. Then they go and get a high profile coach like a lame duck coach. If I'm North Carolina, I don't move to a different conference. And I got something to say about the conference realignment here in a second too. But you let an FBS infant hang 70 on your head in your own crap, in your own house, in your backyard. They hung 70 on you at home. All them fans right there, they should have been saying fire Mac. They should have been chanting that at the game, bro.
Yeah, that's just tasty.
Because to get 70 hung on your head at home to a team, I mean, that was, bro, come on, man. That's bad. I'm not gonna lie, that's terrible. Mac Brown, do yourself a favor. You're a college football legend. You're a Hall of Famer. Go ahead and retire, bro. It's all good. It's all good. You can't bring anything else to North Carolina. You can be you can get into the front office or whatever, at the athletic director or something like that, assistant to him or something. Be an assistant to the coach. Be on call like Nick Saban is for Alabama right now. Be on call.
Yeah.
But you too old, man. You got to let it go, bro.
Let it go, man. Let it go, man. I'm with you 100%. I thought what he did the other day ago was super lame. I just thought it was a lame duck move, man. They said he didn't even know the team didn't even know for like an hour that, like, who's our coach? Like, is he staying or like is he joking? Like, they didn't know. They were in limbo.
Oh, he said
in the locker room. Mac Brown walked in the locker room, was like, hey, I'll just quit right now, because if this is on me, I'll just quit right now. And pretty much the players were like, no, coach, don't quit on us. You know how guys, when they get broken up, when they get caught cheating with their girls, and they try to cry and say, oh, I'm gonna die without you, and do all that stuff. He pretty much essentially tried to do that, essentially. And he just walked out the locker room, essentially, from what I've heard. Like, so they didn't know. And then like an hour later, after the game and after they had left the facility and everything, he texted the whole team and was like, hey, I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna be back at work tomorrow. Like, y'all chill out.
Yeah, I seen that quote.
Like, but still, like, bro, I'm sorry. If that was I would fire him. That's just me. Personally, I would have fired him. Because at this point, bro, like, that's not a good look for the recruits. You think recruits, families that have bought into you now, you think they want to see that? You think they want to see that after their son might have just committed to your school and you just walked out at the end of the game because you got beat 70-50 against a lower ranked team, a lower school? Like, no, bro. Mac Brown ain't worth for nothing for that, bro. I can't let him slide for that. I thought that was some crap. I ain't gonna lie. There's no other way to say it. Now let me move on to Missouri real quick, and then we're gonna start getting into like some Heisman contenders and stuff like that. Missouri, they're on fraud watch. No questions about it. We've had 2 weeks in a row now where they played against Boston College, about lost, and then Vandy had them on the ropes and probably should have won. To be quite frankly honest. I know you said you wanted to talk about Missouri. Floor is yours.
No, I was just gonna say hashtag college kickers because that was crazy.
Yeah.
But I caught the end of the Vandy game. And Missouri, man, I don't know what's going on with them. Like me and you both said that they were supposed to be like a top 10 team this year, and the people watching, bro, they watching. They took note of it, and they dropped them down 5 spots. I think they rank number 12 right now.
Yeah, 11.
Like that.
They had 11. So it was at 6 or 7. Now they're at 11.
It was at 7. They had 11 now.
Yeah,
man, that's Missouri is kind of fell back.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they can still win a lot of games or whatever this year. I mean, nobody's questioning that. But those performances. I mean, this is a committee that we're talking about, college football playoff committee. They're taking note of that. Oh, you struggled against Boston College. Oh, you let Vanderbilt take you into overtime, double overtime.
Yeah,
ooh. You know what I'm saying? They almost went into triple overtime if he didn't miss that kick.
He didn't miss that kick.
Listen, man. And that was in Missouri, right?
That was at both the games was in Missouri.
All I'm saying,
they lucky that schedule was weak, because if they was playing like South Carolina's schedule, they probably got 5 losses on them. I ain't gonna lie. But they just not. Missouri, what team I hyped up, and they just don't look good.
I got a question about that, bro, too, about the SEC as a whole. Why is it that the teams that struggle always have the toughest schedules? I mean, South Carolina, they had the toughest schedule in the country the last 3 years, except for this year where they're number 2 behind Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? Why Florida got an extremely hard schedule when you got Alabama, Georgia? I mean, no offense, they playing tough teams, but they not going. I mean, Florida got 6 ranked opponents left.
Yeah.
South Carolina got 5 out of their next 6 that are ranked. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't even determine it, to be honest.
And then the out of conference teams that they playing ain't no slouches either.
Ain't no slouches either. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Georgia playing against Fried Chicken Tech. Alabama playing East Mountain West State University. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, South Carolina playing doggone who was their first game of the season, man? They done played Kentucky and LSU already.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Let them boys, you know what I'm saying? Old Dominion was I guess they softest game, and I think they played Akron, but still, you know, they ain't played no FCS school as far as I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just think it's weird how they schedule it. I always thought that was odd. And then Alabama and Georgia, where they finally playing this year, we need to talk about that too.
Let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that now. Actually, Alabama and Georgia this week. Who you got, bro? Who you got? What you think? How you coming behind that game, bro?
Look. All due respect, I'm just go ahead and pull the trigger. I got Alabama winning this game, baby.
I think I do too.
I got Alabama winning this game. Georgia ain't look good, man.
Winning it too, Cam. I'm not gonna lie.
Georgia ain't look good, man. They that Kentucky game had me a little worried. You know what I'm saying? You can't against no Kentucky. Me and you both said Kentucky probably one of the worst teams in the SEC right now. And right now listen. I just think that Alabama is rolling. They really don't look like they took a step back. Man. They look good, man. And I like that. I'm happy for Jalen Milroe. He's balling, and we'll get into him in a minute. But it's in Tuscaloosa as well. I got Alabama winning this game. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Cam, I'm right there with you. I think I got Bama winning this game as well against Georgia. Man, Bama looks good. Jalen Milroe, he looks improved, man. That Ryan Williams kid who's like 17, but plays like he's like 23. Yeah, bro, he's good, man. These freshman wideouts this year, and we talked about it like 2 weeks ago, they're absolutely spectacular, bro. like Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams, like Wesco, TJ Moore, Cam Coleman, Micah Hudson out there at Texas Tech. Like these dudes are tremendous. This is one of the best freshman wide receiver classes I can remember in a while.
Freshman classes in general, period.
Yeah, really in general.
Dylan Stewart,
Dylan Stewart. I forgot about him.
Sammy Brown,
Sammy Brown at Clemson had a really good game. I mean, Mazio Bennett, somebody in the comments, he's had a really good start to his career at South Carolina. So again, this wide receiver freshman class is really, really good, man. I'm not gonna lie. But
Ryan Williams.
Yeah, him too as well.
He's averaging 28.5 yards a catch at 17 years old.
Yeah, Ryan Williams is good, man. That kid is good. I think Bama. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to split screen up because Clemson's gonna be playing at the same time, which I really hate. I really wish I could watch that Georgia game by itself because it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But again, man, I think Bama gets the win here over Georgia, man. I really do. I think Georgia. Again, man, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm believing in what Bama's cooking right now. They don't look like they took a step back at all. They look really good on offense. Like I said, you can already see the improvement with, Milroe in his passing game. They've actually played against some decent opponents. Wisconsin's a decent opponent. They blew them out. USF don't look too bad. They blew them out. Again, man, I think that Alabama might have something for Georgia this weekend. So I'm excited to see about that. Quick question, because Malik brought this up and we said we was going to bring this up quickly. That Colorado game was absolutely insane. At the end, I know you said you fell asleep on it, but at the end, it was insane. Shador Sanders, man. I know he gets a lot of slander, and I know people think, oh, he's only good because he's Deion's son. No, man, that kid's good, bro. His precision passing is just elite, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I know people hate Shador. I know people don't like him. That dude's good, man. I don't care what nobody say. He's an NFL quarterback, bro. Straight up, bro. Yeah. That throw he made there in that whole last drive, but really he had two absolute dots at the end. 14 dropped one of them, and then he came back the next play and hit Webster in the touchdown. That was absolutely crazy game. And honestly, Colorado needed that win, bro, because they schedule pretty rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They needed that win. But again, Shador is really hooping. Travis Hunter, let's walk right into it. Heisman. I'm not gonna lie, Cam. I'm gonna say something really unpopular here, and I don't care. I don't care what Colorado's record is. Travis Hunter needs to be in New York, bro. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter needs to be in New York, bro. At the end of this, I don't care if they go 3-9. They can lose every other game this year. The way Travis Hunter is playing on both sides of the ball, he caused a fumble at the end of the game. He's played tremendous at wide receiver this whole entire season. Travis Hunter is the best player in college football. I don't care what the record is. I don't care if they go 3-9. He should be there. I just don't care. That kid is the best player in college football. And really, to me, there's no question about it. I would have him at 1. I think Travis Hunter at 1. I think you got to put Cam Ward at 2 right now. He's playing absolutely tremendous right now. Either you got to put him somewhere in the mix right now. I'm not saying up high. I think Cade got to be in the mix too, the way he's playing right now. Not like 3 or 4, maybe like 5 or 6, but he got to be in the way Cade has played the first couple of weeks after the Georgia game. If he keeps that up, same thing with Milroe. Milroe should be up there as well. He's played really well. Milroe should be 3 or 4 probably. He's played really, really good. So those are just some of my Heisman hopefuls and Heisman finalists. What do you think?
Yeah, I would probably have. You gave what, 4? You gave 4. I go. I like Cam Ward. Obviously, he leads the nation in touchdown passes right now. He's second in passing yards.
Yep,
he going crazy.
Oh yeah, dude on Boise State got to be in there too. I forgot about.
I was gonna say Ashton Johnson. Got to be there. And then Travis Hunter, as well as I'm gonna go Milroe, man. I'm gonna go. So that would probably be my 4. So I'm gonna go Cam, Ashton, Milroe, and Travis Hunter. That's probably gonna be my 4.
Yeah, right now. That probably be my 4 right now too. I would have Cade on the outside looking in, but he's played really well. Shador too. I think Shador's played pretty well.
I think Yeah, I could put Cade there. I could put my boy from Ole Miss, Jackson Dart.
Jackson
I could put
Dart.
him
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I mean it's a couple other guys. My man, Chet, McMillan, wide
Yeah.
receiver,
Miller,
Arizona,
yeah.
could be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shoot, you could put Ryan Williams there. To be honest with you,
Either
already.
way he's played.
You know what I'm
Smith,
saying?
Jeremiah Smith. Telling you, they've been good, man.
Yeah.
So that's
can't be
going to
mad at it.
conclude. That's going to conclude the college end of it. Cam, we got to talk about the Carolina Panthers win. How often have we done that since we've had this podcast? Twice. This will be the third.
Yeah, something like that.
We've had this podcast now for 3 years, and this is going to be our
third.
We've had this podcast for a year now. This will be our third time talking about a Panthers win. Third. That's insane, bro. It's really funny, actually. But the Carolina Panthers.
No, it ain't.
It really ain't, no, for real.
No,
it really ain't. But anyway, the Carolina Panthers go to Vegas and get a really, really impressive win. Andy Dalton was absolutely amazing. I think he was the first quarterback this season to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. I thought the offensive line did a tremendous job. I thought they got too much unwarranted slander last week because of the Bryce Young thing. They did tremendous in the first 2 games as well. Chuba Hubbard was absolutely tremendous. Deontay Johnson was great. He was really good. I thought Adam Thielen did some good things. I thought Xavier Legette showed you a lot. Even the defense, man. I thought they played really, really well. I thought Josie Jewell had a couple good moments. J.C. Horn kept Devontae Adams at a pretty low minimum. I thought he played like a top 5 corner the other day ago. Again, man, the Panthers getting a win on the road against Vegas, man. I'll give my soliloquy real quick, man. I know it was a rough week for the Carolina Panthers. They got blasted like all Sunday morning. That's all they were doing was just blasting the Panthers. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was feeling stuff where I'm like, I know we suck, but like y'all can relax a little bit. Like they was going in like literally, Cam, every station you turned it to, the Panthers suck. The Panthers suck. David Tepper's a douchebag. The Panthers suck. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little happy for them to get that win on Sunday. Like even though we do deserve the bashing, I was kind of happy that the Panthers got that win because they had been bashed all week, like heavily on national media. So I was glad. Now, as far as Bryce Young, I guess we'll jump into this next after you give your point about the game. It ain't looking good for him, bro. It ain't looking good that Andy Dalton played that well, and you look like absolute garbage out there with the same amount of weapons, with the same amount of players. We'll talk about it in a minute. I'll let you give your soliloquy first, but not a good look for Bryce Young. And again, man, I'm just happy the Panthers got a win. I'm mostly happy for the fans, man. We've been through a lot the last couple of years. So I was really happy that the fans got to cheer for something and be happy about something. And everybody in NFC South lost on Sunday. So again, really good weekend for the Panthers. And I'm really mostly excited for the fans. And honestly, Dave Canales, I thought he did a great job. I thought he really coached up almost damn near a perfect game, to be honest with you.
He did. Yeah.
So I thought he did a really good job. But the floor is yours, though.
Yeah. So I want to touch on that point where you said that the Panthers was getting killed like all throughout the media, ever since the whole Bryce Young thing went down, his benching. I mean, I had people texting me. I mean, people's messaging me all day. Yeah. It was like, Cameron, like really, Andy Dalton? Like, you think like is this really the right move? Like, is this what we gonna do? Like, is this the right move? Like, what do you think? They asked me my thoughts, and I know we gave our thoughts last week with Pure Rap Podcast, but I just think that it was warranted. You know, we needed the smoke, but I think what people were saying was so uneducated and so wrong about the Panthers. They were like, "Oh, their offensive line sucks." Y'all ain't watched the Panthers in all season because that was wrong. Like, there's no way. Like, I had, people. It's blue check mark people on Twitter was like, "Well, it makes no sense to bench Bryce Young. He didn't have any time to throw." That's just not true. That's false. If you say he didn't have somebody to throw it to, I could kind of understand that, even though that's not really true either. But for you to say he didn't have time to throw, or for you to say that the offensive line sucked or wasn't good, that's just false. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that the offensive line was able to go out and prove, just keep playing how they was playing and prove that they was really good. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the wide receivers go, Deontay Johnson kind of hinted at it. Adam Thielen kind of hinted at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were both kind of like, man, we got a vet coming in now, and like the vet can find us. Bryce wasn't able to find us. You know what I'm saying? Both of them kind of pretty much said that, you know, they felt like they had a better chance of getting the ball with Andy Dalton at signal calling. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously they turned out to be true. Andy Dalton had a great game before he ended up getting hurt. Now he's on IR. And then
you mean Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen.
Yeah, Adam Thielen had a great game before he got hurt. Now he's on IR. And then Deontay Johnson went crazy. Like you said, I think it was 8 catches, 122 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
He went crazy.
That's crazy. That's Pittsburgh Steelers, what he should have been, Deontay Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like that was fire, you know. So as far as Bryce goes, and we'll actually let me jump on the defense real quick too. I thought Mike Jackson played a great game.
He did.
You know what I mean? Because they weren't really targeting Horn like that. But when they was targeting Jackson, he did a really good job, I thought. We did a pretty good job stopping the run. Yeah. Now, Vegas sucks. They really can't run the ball. That's their biggest flaw. They can't run the ball. But we at least weren't their get-right game, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
you know I really thought we might have been their get-right game when it comes to running the ball. But
we normally are.
Yeah. We held Bowers, too. I felt like we did a really good job. Brock Bowers is probably, in my opinion, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but he's one of the leading candidates for Offensive Rookie of the Year because he really has been the best, probably one of the best rookies in the league right now. But he's been awesome, probably the best tight end in the league, to be honest, in 2024 already, it seems like. But yeah, I feel like we did a really good job. Andy Dalton, man, you deserve your flowers. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. You looked comfortable. You looked really good. Your arm ain't fell off. It's not shot. I mean, he was slinging that rock, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he was slinging it. I'm happy for Deontay Johnson. You know, I know he has a tough time when he doesn't get the ball and he kind of starts to pout a little bit. I'm happy that we kind of stayed that off for a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping, you know, Adam Thielen comes back and gets healthy. But, you know, on the bright side, I won't say the bright side, but, you know, for, you know, looking at it positively, Jonathan Mingo and Xavier Leggett are about to get more reps. You know what I'm saying? And we're about to see what those guys can do. I thought you didn't name them earlier, but I thought Mingo had a couple of good moments in this game too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know you don't care for him, but listen, man,
yeah, I just don't see it like everybody else do, bro. He just don't do it for me.
And that's fair, you know what I'm saying? But he played better.
He did play better though. I think everybody played better. He made some really good blocks too. Like
exactly,
he did. Yeah.
And then again, Dave Canales, you did a marvelous job calling the offense and being the play caller. Yeah. Chuba, man, my Chuba agenda is still rising, bro.
Yeah, he did.
You already know.
Good. He played really well.
Listen, that brother is a running back. I don't care what nobody say. He can play. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be a running back when your quarterback ain't worth nothing, bro.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? No offense to Bryce, but I'm just saying when you can't pass the ball, they loading up the box, bro. Like how you supposed to
Bryce? We're gonna get into Bryce in a few seconds. Trust.
Go ahead, let's jump into it right now because I'm done.
All right. Let's cut the crap, man. Bryce ain't it, man. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Bryce Young, and let me not say that. Let me start this over. Bryce Young is not it in a Carolina Panthers uniform. I think his time in Carolina is over because now you thought his confidence was shot last week. It's in the gutter now. It's in the gutter now. A quarterback that's 36 years old just came in here and played absolutely way better than you. Made it look like a whole completely different team. If you thought his confidence was shot last week and y'all thought last week was the worst week of his life, no, it's probably this week, honestly. Because now he knows, oh, shit, I'm the problem. Like, I don't care what nobody says. I'm not saying he's the fully problem because the Panthers did help him. They screwed him up at jump shot.
Yeah.
So they really are the problem for real. But Bryce Young is just, I think he's done in Carolina, bro. He's going to need to go somewhere and get a completely new, fresh start. He needs a completely revamped mindset. He needs to sit on the bench for probably 2 seasons. Yeah, I would say this year and next. He needs to be on the bench, not touching the field at all, which is why I think the LA Rams make the most sense for him, in my personal opinion. Like everybody's keep trying to push him to the Giants and the Miami Dolphins. Tua might be out. He might not come back for the rest of the year the way his situation is.
Yeah,
You feel me? So in my opinion, I think Bryce's time in Carolina is done, in my personal opinion. And I think last week, how can you turn back to Bryce? After what you just seen, how could you turn back to Bryce? They were talking about, oh, well, this is just supposed to be a quote unquote little break. And I think the
timeout.
Panthers are trying to save face. I think they're trying to save value in his trade. If I was Carolina, his trade value is going to be no higher than it is right now. Because if Andy Dalton continues to hoop and continues the ball, and it looks worse and worse by the week for Bryce,
That's
it ain't
true.
going to be good, bro. Because
That's
now
true.
people are going to be like, oh, Bryce sucks. Let's say the Panthers just roll off 3 wins right now, and we look up in 3 weeks, right? And this is just obviously this. I'm not saying it's true. We look up, and all of a sudden the Panthers are 4-2, and they look good on offense. Everybody's gonna say, "Yo, Bryce Young stinks." So
Yeah,
then his trade value is cooked. I think for me, I think the Panthers should go ahead and move on from Bryce now. And it's not all Bryce's fault. I know Bryce got a lot of defenders, and I know people that's still out there riding behind him. I've been a Bryce supporter since the day he's came out. I was like, oh, yeah, I think he's going to be good. And I hate to say it, I might have been wrong. But I think the Panthers will be better off cutting bait now, saying, hey, man, we screwed up.
yeah,
You roll into next season, either sign Andy Dalton again or take another veteran quarterback, whatever. And you wait to 2026 and kick the ball at quarterback again then. That's my personal opinion. You add depth to your defense side of the ball this offseason because you need defense badly. You need edge rusher. You need corner. Hell, you really need 2 linebackers in this next
yeah. You
class.
need everything.
You need everything on defense. So again, in my personal opinion, I think they should trade Bryce tomorrow. Straight up. I hate to be like that. And I think you've already showed the world we don't really want this kid. If you benched him 2 games into his season, it'd be different if they waited a couple of weeks and they benched him 2 weeks into the season, Cam. That told me everything I needed to know. That told me everything that I needed to know. And then also as well, even Dave Canales kind of pretty much almost said, forget Bryce, when he was essentially like, I feel validated for what I did because y'all got to see our system and see that it works. He essentially said, we didn't have a quarterback that could show y'all how I could really coach, essentially. Yep. I think it's cooked. I think it's done for Bryce in Carolina. I do feel bad for him because he's a very likable guy. He's a very, respectful young man. Seems like a really nice human being. But I think he needs a complete mind reset because I fear that he is David Card. And that's what I'm concerned about, that he's cooked. And honestly, yeah, and I'm starting to think Trevor Lawrence might be David Scarred as well, which is another thing I to talk about because he looks bad as well. I think you got to move on from Bryce.
Yeah, I can't complain, man. I can't argue it. I'm really not gonna try to argue it. I mean, there's nothing you can really say about it, bro. I think that we said this last week that even in Dave Canales' press conference, it just didn't sound like he was very confident in Bryce Young. And I think, like you said this too, that he's a new head coach. All head coaches want their own guy. You know what I mean? Like Dave Canales' offense, I mean, he doesn't want a Bryce Young type quarterback. He's looking for maybe a Geno Smith, a Russell Wilson type guy. And I know people are going to say, well, Russell and Bryce are both the same size. No. Russell got that cannon on him. All right. Prime Russell had that cannon on him. You know what I'm saying? Geno Smith got a cannon on him, right? These guys they play mental games with the defense. They dissect. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield got a cannon on him. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a shorter guy, but he got that cannon. You know what I mean? Like, I think Canales wants his own guy. You know what I mean? Now, in my unpopular opinion, I don't see why Canales, depending on what pick we have and depending on where we are in the draft, I don't see why you don't go for another quarterback if you do move on from Bryce Young. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are saying you should just sign a vet and maybe roll with Andy Dalton, but I don't know, man. Depending on where we are in the draft, if Cam Ward is available, wouldn't be mad at it at all because Cam Ward got the tools. We saw it at Washington State. We're seeing it in prime time now in Miami. You know what I mean? Probably wouldn't go for Shador Sanders. You know what I'm saying? I probably would, because he probably be going by, maybe by our pick. I don't know, depending on where we are.
His
But
dad ain't letting that happen.
yeah, he ain't coming to Carolina anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely wouldn't go for Quinn Ewers, because I'm worried about the injuries. So again, I think if Cam Ward is there, I wouldn't mind if Carson Beck was there. I'd take either one of those guys. But again, I do agree with you and say, like, let's go for defense. We need an edge rusher, bro. I don't care. We need an edge rusher, because
Really,
I asked the chat.
We need two for real.
Need two. I asked the chat. I said, "Who is our number 2 edge rusher?" They said Charles Harris. I said, "Who?" I ain't heard his name yet, bro. Who? That's the first time I'm hearing of some Charles Harris. We cut Caleb Von Chason right before the season started, and like, I don't know, bro. Like, we need an edge rusher. We need help at defensive tackle, because Derrick Brown just got hurt. We need help I'm cool with our DB room, to be honest with you, but we need help at linebacker badly, in my opinion. If they're not going to play Trevor Wallace, we got to figure something out, bro. You know what I mean? So, but we need everything across the defense, man. Go into the next draft, get you a couple of edge rushers. If you do sign a veteran quarterback, I don't know who it's going to be, but good luck. And then, like you say, maybe roll into 2026 and find a way to get a quarterback. But yeah, as far as Bryce Young goes, I think his confidence is cooked. I think with people were saying that the offense was the issue and the weapons were the issue. But if Andy Dalton, 36 years old, was able to come in, who hasn't played since week 3 of last season, so pretty much a whole calendar year, he came in and was able to light it up for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, the first quarterback to do that this season in the Carolina Panthers offense, the same offense that people were saying is the worst that the league has seen in a good long while. Yeah, Bryce, your confidence is cooked, because now everybody kind of shut their mouth. The only person that stood on business was Rex Ryan. He was the only one that came out and was like, "Nah, I still feel the same way." Everybody else already issued their apologies and said they was unfamiliar with Dave Canales' game. So, yeah, I think it's cooked for Bryce, man. I think he needs to go ahead and find him a spot with the LA Rams or somebody, and go ahead and be a backup, man, and learn.
Yeah, no, I mean, I 100% agree, bro. No argument from me. I want to talk a little bit about Jaden Daniels. That kid's good, man. He's good. Jaden Daniels, 293 plus yards last night, I believe, 292 or 293. I can't remember exactly. 2 passing touchdowns, I believe, no interceptions. I'm going off the top of my head, so that might not be completely right, but I know I'm close. That kid's good, man.
2 incompletions, highest completion percentage.
He was 21 for 23, right? Is that correct? I might look up the stats just to be safe, but I believe he was 21 for 23.
Highest completion percentage in a game by a rookie in NFL history.
That kid's good, man. I'm not gonna lie, and I know Bears and Panther fans go at it a lot on Twitter and stuff like that. Yeah, he was 21. So he was 21 for 23, 254 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Cam, that's pretty impressive, bro.
That's the rushing stats too. He was running.
Yeah, let's see. Running the ball. Oh, yeah, he was 12. He was 12 for 39 and 1 touchdown. So again, almost 300 yards of offense essentially coming from the quarterback position. Jaden Daniels is good, man. And that boy Malik Neighbors with the Giants is pretty good too. And that boy, he looks good, man. But again, Jaden Daniels, I'm not gonna lie. Did the Bears pull the Panthers? Did they pick the wrong person at number 1? Because Caleb ain't really looked that great, bro. He ain't looked that great. And now Jaden Daniels, I mean, he hasn't had a bad game yet this season. Like, not one where it's like, ooh, Jaden, that's rough. Like, the first game, he was all right against Tampa. I mean, it was his first game, so we're not going to take that too hard. It was his first game.
I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns that game.
And he had 2 rushing touchdowns that game. Right. I'm telling you, man, Jaden Daniels, I want to get your take on him. What do you think about Jake? I see you going back and forth with people because people were trying to say he was Lamar Jackson, but could be more accurate. So I know you was going in on that. Man. But yeah, go ahead. Though.
Yeah, I like Jaden Daniels. We already support our quarterbacks, so we pulling for bro. Don't get me wrong. I just think the Lamar Jackson comparison, first and foremost, it's crazy to say because Jaden Daniels is 23 years old. All right. At 22, Lamar Jackson was already a Heisman winner and an NFL MVP, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? That's a totally different stratosphere we're talking about. But the extra step that I want to take is Jaden Daniels don't play like Lamar Jackson to me.
No, he don't.
He plays like Clemson Deshaun Watson or RG3 in his prime. He played more like those guys than Lamar, because Lamar played more like Vic. And I don't think Jaden Daniels and Vic play alike. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's no disrespect. All of these quarterbacks that I just named are really good, and I think Jaden Daniels is already really good. As far as do I think the Bears made a mistake? Man, hindsight is something serious, bro. I don't know. I still don't know. I think Caleb had a really good game this weekend too. He had over 300 something yards. I think he had like 350 or something like that. So he played pretty solid too. I don't know, man. Jaden Daniels is a really good talent,
factor, bro.
He do, man. Like that's the scary thing. He just beat the Bengals in prime time. Like that's in prime time, bro. It's not like he just beat them.
And on top of that, Caleb Williams, he had 363 yards, but then he had 2 picks and he threw the ball 52 times, bro. Like man. His QBR was 36.1, bro. Like, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he ain't really had a good game yet. Like, he had 20 yards, but he got 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the season.
That's tough, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's just, excuse me, Jaden Daniels. I think right now, if I had to say like my offensive rookie of the year,
let's go ahead and get that. Yep.
I think he probably would be sitting at 1 right now. You know, quarterbacks get that extra, you know what I'm saying, that extra luxury. Yep. Neighbors has been awesome, the guy that you just named. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been really good as well. It was another guy you know what? I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Joe Alt needs his love.
Yeah.
Joe Alt needs his love. I think Ladd McConkey's played pretty good. I wouldn't say he's offensive rookie of the year, but he's played really good. Yeah. It's another dude I was just thinking about earlier. I just said his name. I forget who he was though. He's a rookie. I can't even think who it was, bro. Oh, Brock Bowers. I'll probably have Bowers. I would probably have Bowers up in the mix too. So those probably my top, 5 dudes I just named?
Yep.
Yeah, I would probably say those would be my top 5 guys, and I probably have Daniels sitting at probably 1 right now. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta put Neighbors up there too, bro. I don't know if you said Neighbors, but that boy raw, man. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to read you off some stats on Jaden Daniels on the season. Jaden Daniels has 664 yards passing. That's 11th in the NFL right now. 11th. QBR is 67.9. That's 7th in the NFL. He's playing good football, man. Like, honest to God, like this kid is really.
He pretty much top 10 right now,
bro.
Off the rip,
bro. He's at 80 complete percentage right now. Completion percentage 80. Like, bro, and this is in the whole season.
Yeah, that's number 1 in the NFL.
It's number 1 in the NFL right now. So again, man, I think if you're a Commanders fan, you should be smiling right now because I think you got your guy long-term wise at quarterback so far because it's given the same type of energy CJ Stroud had last year.
Yeah.
So again, pretty impressive. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about let's talk about some of these struggling. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, give me your offensive rookie of the year. Is it the same people?
The same people. I would have the same exact people. I might would throw Worthy in there because he's had some good plays like that because of his speed, but I would pretty much have the same people. Brock Bowers should be in the mix. Like I said, I would probably have Neighbors at 2 behind Daniels. Yeah. So yeah, just the same people that you pretty much had essentially. But as far as I want to talk about some of these veteran struggling quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence has been pretty bad, man. And I'm a Trevor Lawrence stan. You know, as a Clemson guy, that's my boy. He's been bad. There's no other way I can put it. Joe Burrow. He was good last night. But that's another guy where it ain't been pretty. His team is now 0-3 coming into Carolina this week. And now Carolina all of a sudden playing well. I'm starting to get a little concerned about and a lot of quarterbacks this year, period, just seem to be struggling, bro. I don't know what it is, but like quarterbacks have not been good this year. Now, again, Joe Burrow did have a better game last night. I don't think last night's game was on him. I mean, he went 29 for 38, 324 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
Spurs' really good game of the season.
He was dotting folks up. I mean,
Yeah,
he was hitting.
was.
Yeah,
But the first 2 games, he was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. The first,
kinda.
he was pretty bad those games. But what do you think about the struggling quarterback? I know some people were talking about too high safety. I thought that was the big talk last week, which I don't understand. Too high safeties has always been a thing in football, so I don't know why now.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, why is it happening? Like, bro, that's been going on since football started. So I don't really know why that's a whole issue. I think Mel Kiper brought it up, but whatever. But anyway,
weak.
What do you think about like Trevor Lawrence mainly, his struggles? Because I think Joe Burrow kind of vindicated himself last night, in my opinion. But what do you think?
Yeah, so I think I mean, even all of these guys, more guys, I think Anthony Richardson has really been rough this year.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like it's kind of like a flipped script. You know what I'm saying? It seems like your boy, the one, you know what I'm saying, like Daniel Jones has kind of looked pretty good.
He did play good. No, he's played good the last 2 weeks. He's looked pretty.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's looked.
I think Malik Neighbors is helping a lot with that though.
He's been got to. But that's why he was drafted for. You know. That's what he was supposed to. That's what he came to do.
But Daniel Jones has looked pretty good, especially this last week. He was really good.
I think the script is starting to flip. Like a lot of good quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, Burrow has struggled a little bit. I think Lamar struggled just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Against the Raiders, he struggled a little bit last week. I think that Patrick Mahomes ain't been looking good,
Dak
bro.
Ain't been great either.
Dak ain't been good. Mahomes ain't been good. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys that we're expecting to be great, they haven't been good. And I think part of it, number one, defenses have gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that, and this is an unpopular opinion, but I think these offensive coordinators have actually come into the league with a better plan to actually run the football, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people, because the first week of the season, we kind of saw this coming along, but a lot of people were saying, man, nobody just passed well today. It's not that nobody passed well. A lot of the quarterbacks actually look good. They just didn't pass a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Justin Herbert. I want to talk about Justin Herbert. I know he got banged up in the game on Sunday, but he actually has been looking really good. It's just that they running the ball. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't, like, he started the game. Him and Fields combined for like 19 for 19.
Yeah.
On Sunday, like they went the first half. There was only 3 incompletions between both of them. Like they were outstanding in that game.
Yeah. Fields is another one we got to talk about shortly too.
Exactly, and I'll get into him.
Steelers might dump out their future, low key.
They have, but back to Lawrence though in particular. I hate to say it, but I think first and foremost, I think what you got to do if you're the Jaguars, you've already invested resources into him. Yeah. Now they didn't, in my opinion, they haven't done a good job of surrounding him with good wide receivers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Brian Thomas Jr. was a good first round pick, so he might turn into something. Gabe Davis as your number 2, I don't know how that works out. I mean, Josh Allen kind of already said that Gabe Davis wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? He kind of was already like, yeah, Gabe can go. Like, it's not going to hurt me much.
Yeah.
And he's actually been, we'll get into him in a second. But I don't know if they've done a really good job of this year, I mean, of surrounding him with what's been needed. Offensive line kind of been shaky again. They still can't run the ball effectively. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's not all on him, but he hasn't looked good either, though.
Right.
He's throwing bad interceptions. He's missing wide open guys. He's also making throws that seem like they're impossible, but somehow he's dropping them in the bucket. I mean, it's such a mixed bag with him. A lot of it has to do with coaching. Unfortunately, I think Doug Peterson is starting to. He ain't looking too good, man. I'm not gonna lie. And I think
he's gonna get fired, bro.
Oh, he's cooked. He's cooked. Yeah. The Jags fans have already said they're done with him, especially after last year. You can't go from first in the AFC midway through the season to completely missing the playoffs and then starting the season 0-3. Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, he kind of, in my opinion, him and Nick Sirianni, both of them kind of in the same boat right now. Like, you kind of need to.
Sirianni almost tricked off that game in New Orleans the other day ago. He almost did.
Listen, he better give Dallas Goedert his next check. That's all I know because he owe him that. But
Yeah.
listen, man, I don't know, man. I think quarterbacks have struggled this year. Defenses are starting to crack down on them and really game plan for the quarterback more, I believe. In years past, it seems like they were kind of game planning on the weapons, but right now, I think they're actually like, okay, let's watch film on this quarterback. Let's see how he operates. Mahomes ain't played good, bro. We got to talk about that too. Mahomes hasn't played good, and he's already admitted he hasn't played good, and I've seen it.
And they still, that's the crazy thing.
Still 3-0.
That man ain't playing good. They still 3-0, and they ain't played a bunch of slappies either. Like, they played good teams, and they 3-0, bro.
They done played the Ravens, the Bengals, and then who did they play on Sunday?
Falcons.
The Falcons, right?
Falcons, yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I just think, I don't know. I think the league is, ironically, is changing back again, bro. Like, it seems like it's starting to become a more run-heavy league, which Panthers fans should be happy because we got Jonathan Brooks coming back, and Jonathan Brooks might mess around and be a do-it-all back. And so you got him and Chuba Hubbard in your backfield. That's gonna bode well for us.
Yep.
Let
me bring up this because somebody else brought it up as well. Justin Fields, man. Let's talk about him real quickly, and then we're gonna kind of start transitioning to, what we was talking about before the pod with quarterback. And then we're gonna wrap it up. Justin Fields. AB asks, how have y'all assessed Justin Fields in Pittsburgh so far? I don't think Wilson gets the job back. And to be honest with you, I don't think he gets the job back either. If Justin Fields keeps performing at the level he is performing right now, he's doing a good job not turning the ball over. He's being a good game manager as well, which nothing's wrong with that. People take that as a bad kind of notation. It's not. He's doing a good job taking care of the ball, and he's playing into the Steelers' strength. If he keeps this up, I don't think Russell Wilson will see the field this season. Yeah. They've already gotten off to, I believe, a 3-0 start, correct? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
They won every game. And Justin Fields has been real. I think this past game was probably his best one that he's had with the Steelers. Again, perfect example for Bryce. Change the scenery, and it looks like things are turning around for Steelers. I'm not gonna lie, Cam. I'm not saying pay him $100-200 million or nothing like that. I think Justin Fields might be the guy in Pittsburgh, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I would probably give him the Jordan Love special. Jordan Love got that like 1 year, $20 million deal that 1 year. I think it was the year before last or something like that. You remember that when he got that 1 year?
He had he was on his 5th year option.
He's on his 5th year option. So I know they can't do that because I guess the Bears already dropped the 5th year option. So I guess that's not available for them, I guess.
But, the Steelers didn't pick it up. That's what it was.
The Steelers didn't pick it up, correct.
They didn't pick it up when they got
it. They would have to pay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I might would pay it, bro. Because they look like they found something in Justin Fields. I obviously want to see more. It's just the first 3 weeks. But so far, man, I'm pretty impressed with what the Steelers are doing, man. What about you?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I think they need to score more. They got to figure out some ways to get the ball in the end zone more. But as far as like Justin Fields goes, he hasn't done nothing to take them out of no game.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he hasn't done. I mean, he's been, bro. Some of the throws he's making, I'm like, dude, like these are the type of
throws since Ohio State, bro.
Bro, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I seen him in Chicago. They just wasn't connecting. Darnell Mooney, bro, wasn't connecting on him, and he started to connect in Atlanta. I'm like, bro, why you wasn't doing this in Chicago? You know what I'm saying? Like, Pickens dropped a crazy pass in this game. Freiermuth dropped a crazy pass in this game. They could have had points on points on points.
Yeah, he could have had 300 yards passing, low key.
Bro, it's the story of Justin Fields' career. But I'm glad that he's getting a chance in Pittsburgh, and he's got a defense that's actually going to hold opponents.
Yeah, hold up, yeah.
It's just at this point now we got to find a way to put points on the board, and I think that's why Mike Tomlin hasn't quite said that it's Fields' job for the rest of the season. He even came out earlier today and was like, we still going to assess because we want Russell healthy, and we want to see what he does healthy before we even say like, okay, it's Justin's job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you got to ride the hot hand, Mike Tomlin. You can't put if Russ is healthy next game, you can't just drop him in the game. Now, if they lose to the Colts next week, then maybe you can say, okay, let's put Russ in just to see You know what I'm saying? Because they got the Cowboys coming up after that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you could say, okay, let's put Russ in. Let's see what Russ does. You know what I mean? But if they beat the Colts next week, yeah, you can't put Justin Fields on the bench. That's crazy. And I'm
No.
with you. I think you pay him. You do what you were saying earlier, even though that's not what they did for Love, but give him a good, nice size. Give him the Cam Newton contract that New England gave him when he came back for the second year and before he got cut. Give him 1 year, 11, 12, 13 million dollars. Give him 1 year. Let's say you're gonna play on this 1 year contract.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what you can do. If you go out here and we light it up or we make the playoffs or whatever,
big payday coming.
Big payday coming up. Exactly. Yep. Huge payday. But but I'm with you though. I said it earlier in the week. I was like, bro, I don't know if Russell Wilson gets a chance to. Oh man, I done broke something. I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know if Russell Wilson gets a shot at dang, I broke that. If he gets a shot at getting that job, bro, like for real. Because I mean, Fields is playing so well and they're winning.
They're winning. Yeah. Yeah.
They're number one in the AFC North right now. Come on.
Yep. All right. Last conversation of the night. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Let's try to make this quick, probably the next 2 minutes or so. Cam, I can't believe I'm saying this. The best quarterback in football right now is Josh Allen. Mahomes is still the best quarterback, but this season in 2024, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, bro. He is playing absolutely spectacular. That offense even looks better without Diggs. Like he's spreading the ball around to all those wide receivers. And I'm not going to lie, man. I thought that team was going to be 0-3 at this point. I thought they were going to be pretty bad. And Josh Allen has elevated every single player on that team. He's obviously not better than Mahomes like overall, but for this season, Josh Allen is my MVP so far. He's been absolutely spectacular. I can't take anything from him. You know me. I've talked about how he turns over the ball too much. He's done a lot better with that this year. He's taken care of the ball a lot more. And again, man, I don't really think you can say anything at this point, but at this point, he is the best quarterback in the NFL this season. I don't mean overall, but this season, he's the best quarterback, and it's not really particularly close right now, to be honest with you. Floor is yours.
Yep, I 100% agree. I got a number for you, all right?
Yep.
Do you know how many turnovers Josh Allen has this season?
0.
Yep. He got none. No turnovers. And he got 9 touchdowns.
It's been spectacular, bro.
I mean,
he's running away with the MVP race right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's his to lose at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Moving forward. I think I agree with you, man. He's the best best player in football, to be honest with you.
Right now, he is.
Right now, I mean, ain't nobody else even close. I mean, 4 touchdowns on last night against the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was lighting them boys up. And the game was over in the first quarter. That's how bad it was. The game was over in the first quarter. And that's 2 weeks in a row that we've seen him. And I got to give I've been trying to give credit to James Cook for a while now. I think a lot of people have been underrating him. Mm-hmm. Last year, when the Bills were 6-6, barely sitting at 500 and completely out the playoff race, James Cook was the reason why they got back into it.
He turned it up. Yeah.
Obviously, Josh did his thing, but they started running the ball effectively and efficiently. James Cook was turning that thing up, and then now he's putting away games. Josh is putting away games. Yeah. The young wide receivers that they got. I mean, I like the Shakir kid. You know, I liked him last year, and then Keon Coleman finally got in the end zone on last night as well. You know what I'm saying? So they got some guys, man. Obviously, Dawson Kincaid is a top-tier tight end. Mm-hmm. And the offensive line has played very well. The defense has looked outstanding these last couple of weeks. Yeah. I mean, the Bills, in my opinion, right now, I don't know how anybody doesn't have the Bills number 1 on their power ranking.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, they've been dominant, bro. And then a lot of people still got the Chiefs there. There, but I can't see it, bro. I mean, they've been bailed out by the refs. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? They got 12 men on the field every snap, bro. So anyway, that's it though, man. So Josh Allen probably number 1 in my MVP leaderboard.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
two,
no argument there for me.
man. I might have to go. Ooh, bro. I don't even know. That's tough. It's been a rough season. Number
That's what
two, I
I'm
might
saying.
go
Josh Allen is so clearly above everybody. I can't even.
everybody else.
I mean,
I
I guess
mean,
you could make an argument for Saquon. He's been really good.
yeah,
You
true.
can make a solid argument for him. But
I
again,
think I
man,
would say J.K. Dobbins even as a guy
yeah,
that could be in the mix because he's been outstanding
he's been
too.
outstanding too. Yeah. But again,
Um.
I think it's Sam Darnold. I mean, even Sam.
Oh
He's been amazing too. Like Sam
yeah.
Darnold's been really good.
He probably number two actually.
Yeah, he's
To be
probably
honest,
number 2 for real.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
actually leads the league in passing touchdowns. Period. He got
yeah,
8 of them
Sam
things.
Darnold's playing tremendous. He's doing great right now. So I'm really happy for him. But yeah, man, I think Josh Allen by far right now is the best player in the NFL at this moment.
I got one more topic that I want to
go
get
ahead.
off my
Go
chest.
ahead.
I got one more thing. Everybody bear with me and listen to me closely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Specifically the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
I'm going to take a victory lap.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan, I'm happy this is happening to you. With respect to all the injuries, I'm not happy about the injuries, you know what I'm saying, that they've had. But I'm glad that you see what things are like without Steve Wilkes on that defense.
Yeah.
This is what you get. This is what you deserve. You shouldn't have fired him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's D'Amico Ryans. Nobody. I mean, he came into the league and off the rip was at least a top 5 head coach off the rip in his first season. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to be D'Amico Ryans. You wasn't replacing that with nothing. But Steve Wilkes got you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With that defense. They gave up 17.5 points a game this year. They're already at 23 this year. All right. They've gotten a lot of injuries, so they're only going to get worse. You brought in Brandon Staley, bro. Really? Brandon Staley was your answer, and Sorensen, whoever that is, that was your answer?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Like you tried to scapegoat my man, and this is what's happening. They like you on fraud watch. I'm so happy that Kyle Shanahan is finally on fraud watch. It's finally time that we look at him and say he's blown leads in Super Bowls, and all these people talking about Steve Wilkes wasn't a scapegoat. You know, it just didn't fit our defensive philosophy, and he failed in the Super Bowl. No. Patrick Mahomes and crew had less than 20 points at the end of regulation. So how is it? Why did you fire him? He did his job in the Super Bowl. They talking about in the playoffs and in the championship, in the conference championship game. Bro, you was playing good teams. What did you expect? Who did they play in the NFC? It was the Lions, right? You played against one of the best offenses in the game. I mean, sorry that he didn't hold them under 20 points, but he played against the best quarterback the league has ever seen and held him under 20 points. And you going to fire him after the Super Bowl? And now y'all not even going to make it back. They're not going back. Newsflash, they're not going back this year. You know that, right? They're not going back this year. Hufanga is hurt. Hargrave is out. You know what I'm saying? Fred Warner, I think, is hurt or banged up. Something. Them boys not going back this year. And that's what they get. They did it to themselves. They shouldn't have fired Steve Wilkes. The Panthers shouldn't have fired Steve Wilkes. But that's another story for another day. We already know how that goes.
Yeah.
The 49ers did the same thing. So that's on them. And I'm happy for it.
One last thing before we go, 30 seconds, because we've been on here for a long time. How you feel about the future album? Real quick, 30 seconds.
Oh, shoot. It's still a wait and see for me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually haven't listened to it in the last couple of days. I need to get back to it. Okay. But it's just it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be his 11th #1 album, which is awesome. Shout out to him. And I appreciate, the Dungeon being on the cover and everything. But I'm still trying to find a way to get into it. I like a couple of the songs. I don't think I like them all though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I usually like every song, but I don't know. I think some of them I'm not really getting into. But I'll get back to y'all in probably about next week.
Yeah, I know Future, your guy. So I was like, I gotta ask Cam before we head out. How did he feel about the album? It was pretty straight though. Like I said, I haven't finished listening to everything, but I've listened to a majority of it. I mean, it's Future, like it's just typical what you kind of would expect from Future. Nothing that's like, oh yeah, this is crazy. Like I don't.
No, not at all.
It's just typical Future.
Yeah.
You know.
For me, the two albums that he dropped earlier this year, to me, them was crazy. Like I was like
the one with where he had Kendrick Lamar on it. That what album was that?
We Don't Trust You.
That We Don't Trust You, the first one. That was good.
That's what I'm saying. I think he didn't drop. I think them two was probably. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I try to tell people. I was like, I think these are like two of his best that he didn't ever drop. Like legitimately, two of his best.
It's probably like top 5 for sure.
I think yeah. I probably got one of them at 5. The other one probably sitting at 4, maybe something like that. 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that's crazy to say. All right, y'all. I know we was on here a while. I know we went long tonight. Appreciate y'all's love and support. Cam, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we end it out, brother?
Nah, man. Thank you for everything you do for the pod.
Absolutely.
Thank you
brother.
for everybody that came through, watching, checking in on us. We appreciate it. Hope everything going good for y'all. But that's it, man. We'll be back next week.
Yep, that's right. We'll be back next week, y'all. Appreciate the love and support. We'll holler at y'all the next time. Like I said, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Y'all know where to find us at this point, man. Appreciate y'all's love and support. And we will holler at y'all next week, man. Y'all stay safe and